What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another edition. Holy Try Football Podcast. Me, what come to you from the beautiful state capital, the blue state, the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania. To my west, fat and sassy Danberg. What's up?
We're on to Miami. Fun time Saturday. I use the 24-hour rule, as so many other teams do, because I play on the team and still 5 games left. I echo everything Kenny Pickett said in his post-game interview, essentially. I did not have a cold one after, though.
You did not. You had a warm one.
I had none once.
You did not have one.
Did not have one.
Good deal. We'll hear more about that coming up. Ken, to my east. How we doing?
Beaten down, beaten up. Excited to have a new Halloween horror movie to watch this Halloween weekend on Saturday night. Tune in. It's a new one on ABC, 7:30. I don't know if you've seen it before. Should be a massacre, bloodbath, gory.
Could be fun. We'll see.
I actually do think they'll keep it closer than the experts think, which is 18.5. But we're now live. Broadcast is live. Were we not live before?
Mm-hmm.
And I just got it just came across my screen that we were live.
144 in.
We were 149 in, yeah. It has been pretty brutal. Everything's been pretty brutal over here.
What do you mean?
We've had, just the no man's land of everything has been not good. With coaching, the cell. I mean, Penn State, I think, will be in the cell this year. They already factor very heavily into the cell. Whether they themselves will actually be in it or not is another question. But that, along with just probably the worst loss at home, maybe ever, has not made for a great week. 4 days since the game. 3 to 4 days, I'm not even sure. Man. It's been brutal.
The game you're referring to is the children's birthday party.
The children, the bowling
score.
Great.
Of which I saw 2 drives of. The first 2.
All right. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. We can do it now. Either way. Some quick news and notes. It's a slow news week, so I wanted to build in some time for opposite ends of the spectrum here between you two. Harry Miller, the first news, Ohio State center, donating all of his NIL money to Nicaraguan children. So that's good, giving back there. Casey Washington, receiver from Illinois, got in a little, not fight, but he won the battle with Burt about to wear white gloves or blue gloves, and he wanted to wear white, and the white gloves won out, and those will now be going to the College Football Hall of Fame. He had a big catch. And Utah Technical University is now a thing, formerly known as Dixie State.
Oh, no! Dixie State. Oh.
So Dixie is completely out.
Dixie is gone.
No more. There's the Chicks, formerly the Dixie Chicks. Now there's Utah Technical University, formerly Dixie State. Wow.
Yep.
Not bad. Bomani Jones would be happy.
The Boom.
He had a long thing today about the tomahawk chop. I feel like
whose rendition of the tomahawk chop?
Atlanta Braves.
Not much chopping.
Not the Chiefs or not the Seminoles?
Coincidentally, that is center stage. Flash. Yep. Kenny Pickett 10-1. I think I saw plus 450 from somewhere. I don't know. That obviously was readjusted because that seemed crazy, along with the other 2. But anyway, yeah, Bomani Jones bringing up the Atlanta Braves tomahawk chop and had a thread about it. I would love to see this one time just be like in February. If he would just go like no baseball, just have a long thread about the tomahawk chop then.
Because then people would actually get mad at him for like saying you don't have anything to talk about right now, so you're just talking about bullshit.
Yeah.
And they would call it bullshit. Not me personally. I'm just saying people will get mad at him for doing
it. That's a damned if you.
It's a damned if you do it now or damned if you do it in February. There's no good time for it because a lot of people don't want to hear it.
Right.
Not much chopping going on.
The Atlanta Braves on trail.
What is Pitt to win the ACC now? Like minus 150?
Yeah, something like that. Obviously that's.
When did we check it when they were second? When they were second behind when you were.
That was on their bye week, so that was
the 9th.
Was that before
Iowa? No, that was Iowa weekend then.
Yeah, so that was before the Virginia Tech.
That was 3 weeks ago. What were they like? Plus 1,000,
450 maybe.
450.
Yeah. So this, I obviously think, is even crazier, but it's more so driven by the fact that they have a two-game lead in the loss column over everybody in the division, whereas the Atlantic toss-up right now. And that includes undefeated Woke.
Yeah.
They had a point. I was cracking up, but they had a 0.1% chance to make the playoff per FPI, which is pretty funny.
That's good.
Despite being 7-0. I have to say, one of the few times I actually agree with that, though. I don't think they're going to go 13-0.
No, they're not. And the last news note here is if your team was a Halloween costume, what would they be?
Can you have yours, or I can share
No,
mine?
Dan, you go ahead first.
Okay. I would go with Hawkeye of Avengers fame because while he was on the team, he's probably like the 15th option. In this case, it being the 15th best team, thereabouts.
And why?
I was thinking Plant. I think this team's just growing and getting better as the year goes on. Alternate would be obviously a traffic cone. Just put it in your head. Be cone.
They probably. I don't know if it necessarily. it could fit for the team because they are also this person. But I know as a fan of Penn State, and if they were going to dress up as fans of Penn State, they'd be dressed up as Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker. With him looking at himself in the mirror because that is what we are. That is what they are. They look like complete clowns coming out of this game. So that's probably what they're dressing up with. And then they're preparing probably to be more clownish again this weekend. I don't know. Other than that, maybe James Franklin's face paint as a tiger. That one's good too. I like that. That one's always good as well.
Still one of my favorites. The runner-up for this, and probably applicable most years, would be if it were 2001 also, just by when the movie was released. Do you guys ever see Mystery Men?
I don't think I have.
No.
With Ben Stiller. And I don't even remember who plays this character, but it's like they're like faux superheroes. Like there's the shoveler. Guy has just construction outfit and carries a shovel around. But there's Spleen, who his superpower is farting. Finger. So there you go. That would also be in consideration. I would go with Spleen, but nobody would get that because nobody's probably seen history.
You mean Spillane?
Or Spillane, yeah. Maybe that's both Pittsburgh football. But yeah, there you go. Nobody would get the reference because I don't think anybody's watched Mystery Men since the 2000s.
So the Bucks gave up the 10-0 run to open the quarter. They're now up 16-12 in the quarter. They went on 16-2 run. That's good. That's NBA. Continue.
That it is. Catching up from last week, some housekeeping. Dan leading the charge again, 6-6.
Dan Mountain is Dan's charge. He's following Kenny.
What was my lock obviously lost again. That was a given. But what was the game late night? I didn't remember. Never mind. Sorry.
Can 5-6, me 4-7. Stumbling a bit, both hitting our locks. Can now 7-1 of the year with locks.
The surest thing.
Oh man, that means you guys have to start fading me because I'm due to lose.
Law of averages.
7-1. It's good. Me 2 weeks in a row now with Pitt. Do I make it 3?
Right in the left. Has AY's good sports good fortune all been because of him hitching his wagon to Pitt?
One cannot disprove it. One cannot disprove it.
Cannot disprove it.
Things have been going well, yes. We'll see if we can keep riding it.
Want to know right now, AY versus Mattress Mac.
Yeah, down.
When did he bet that?
That was 2 years ago, right?
No. This year, if they win this year, then they will.
Oh, he did it again.
It will be the biggest sports win of all time. It'll be 35 mil, I think he brings home. But I don't remember when he bet it. I don't forget if it was at the beginning of the playoffs or it was like.
What do you bet? Just to win it all?
Yeah, for them to win it all.
The beginning of the year, they were around 20-1.
No, I think it was beginning of the playoffs, though. It might have been.
They definitely weren't 20-1 for that, unless he bet.
I saw the cash out before the World Series. I think it was like 6.6 million. I don't know if you could reverse engineer it, do the equations.
Yeah, I haven't.
To know about how much he bet.
Somebody could, but.
Jeez, another single. It's the 5th one of the inning. Team can hit.
Team can hit.
All right, we got a decent slate this week.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I'd say it's a solid 4, maybe 5 games deep.
Well, it's the Big Ten's banner day.
Yeah.
Penn State notwithstanding, they
Penn State, Ohio State, the second biggest, technically speaking.
ABC cannot be happy with Penn State screwing their choice over. They went with the surefire, the more surefire one at least in Ohio State, Penn State, foregoing Michigan State. Seems like it was a bad choice.
Have they even had any good matchups this year?
ABC?
They had Oklahoma.
The best one-year Auburn game, right?
Yeah.
I'm serious. I think it might be, right?
No, if you count the opening.
They had Clemson, Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you count that.
Yeah, that's true.
They've had Indiana twice. Oklahoma twice.
Yeah.
That's rough. Indiana. That's rough.
Yeah, that is true.
Oh, that was the game. I was like, I should give. That was what I was thinking. I should get 2 losses for this game. We're picking Indiana in that game.
They stink. All right, let's get to the week. We got two games of the week here. Well, I think one's kind of an imposter, the first one, if you ask me.
Michigan State. Again with Michigan State.
Look, they're both undefeated. They're both 7-0. Who's the marquee win here? Is it Wisconsin or Miami?
Wisconsin, I think here. Though, let me think about it.
Washington.
No. No, you were confusing me, Dan, when you were saying. I thought you were saying they were getting 17 points. You're not laying 17 points last week. And
Against Arizona, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't understand. I was like, how are they getting 17 points? I didn't get it.
That'd be bad.
But they were giving 17 points. That game was bad in and of itself.
Yep.
Yeah, what is the marquee win between these two? That's a good question. Maybe
Because that was at Wisconsin.
Maybe that.
Right?
Would you think the Nebraska one is better for?
Maybe
yeah,
before
actually,
last week.
Michigan. For Michigan
um,
on the road, hostile environment. They were pumped up.
it's got to be Nebraska for both.
So that's a wash, yeah.
So Wisconsin or
Maybe Wisconsin. I think it's Wisconsin.
Yeah, on the road, Wisconsin's better. Yeah. Now, if Dick Van Dyke were in there for Miami.
Either way, both these teams are pretty overrated. That's the obvious here. I don't even know who I'm going to take in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
I've got the three. I'm fired off with Hedging P. I want to see what the matchup is. Obviously, the Kenneth Walker III against the Michigan defense. Get the Heisman buzz behind him. I think that's what we'll see. Need to play out. Do you give Thorny the edge over whoever the hell Michigan's trotting out there quarterback, or is it just kind of a wash there?
I might even lean Michigan.
Oh, really? Okay.
I mean,
I'm still thinking of Thorny throwing those passes against Penn State in the first half last year, right? Didn't they get up on them last year, right?
They did. They got up by like 3 touchdowns, I think.
Yeah.
And
maybe that's what's sticking to my head.
Yeah, listen, he's looked good this year. They played good. I wouldn't say efficient necessarily, but like disciplined football. They run the ball fantastic. Obviously, they got a Heisman candidate in the running back from Wake. Can you imagine how good Wake would be if they had him still?
Probably about the same at point taken.
Probably about the same. Then you got Heisman candidate back there. He's good. Listen, I think Michigan's got a really good – they've got talent at all 3 levels for their defense. And I think Michigan State hasn't played anybody that can match them physicality-wise that Michigan can't. They got Aiden Hutchinson up there, and then they've got All-American probably in the safety back there, Dax Hill. I don't necessarily think that they can stretch them, so I think they will have to lean on the running game, which we've seen it's been on for the most part this year, but when it isn't, it's not pretty to watch this team. And I think Michigan can really stifle this offense. I think Michigan's offense, similarly, I think I would lean more on their running game versus that defense than Michigan State's and vice versa. So I don't think either of the passing games are that good. Michigan's, I know for a fact, is not that good.
Yeah.
This will be heinous game. I got like a 16-13 win. I don't want the Hedging P them, but I won't. I guess I'll go outside the 4. The 4 is a hard number. I'll go 25-20. 25-20. Michigan. Wolves.
Yeah, let's see what the total is on this game. And then the weather, no weather.
44.
50.5.
50. No, thank you.
Yeah, I'd probably go at the end of there too. And then, I'm going. How about this? 21-18.
21-18.
Wolves. They get Sparty gets the late touchdown and 2-point conversion to get inside there.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I just like them being at home, and then there's no both coming off a bye, both a little bit nondescript. Hopefully, a fast game too for everyone's sake.
Yeah, it'll be a nice, quick, big nude.
And then, then we'll have one falling from the Big Ten East unbeatens and probably out of consideration.
Likely. Hopefully, it'll be Michigan State. So Penn State has a chance to take down that top 5 opponent at home in a couple weeks.
That too.
I think that'll be the case. I'll take Michigan to cover here, 24-17. I think, Hutchinson disrupts the Sparty rushing attack. Not disrupts, but the passing attack for sure, and just gross game with Kansas. Yeah. I don't plan on watching very much more than I have to.
There we go.
The other game here, Ole Miss at Auburn. Auburn, 3-point favorite. Way more fun, and a team I'm kind of coming around to. I want to know how Matt Corral's feeling because I feel like he's got to be hurt.
He's been dinged up, right?
Yeah, since was it Tennessee or was it even the week before in the Arkansas game? I think it was during the Tennessee game he got banged up. I don't know. I wouldn't know. I was watching Black Widow during the beginning of that game. So I took. Let me just go back over my math to this point. So I had the Pig to win against Ole Miss. I had Tennessee to cover against Ole Miss. So now, law of averages or reverse course and given finally, I will do the latter. Too much offense for Auburn. I don't think Bo Nix, even at home, can keep up. And hopefully this will be – I'm looking now at the slate. Hopefully this will be the game of the day.
What time is it?
Because I think it certainly has the potential to.
No, this isn't 3:30, right? Because outdoor cocktail party. Cocktail party is 3:30.
So this is on ESPN then?
What time is this at night? Let's see here.
I'm not sure when this game is.
Do we used to have the times on the production sheet?
No, but we used to be.
Yeah, it's 7 p.m. Eastern.
I feel like I
ESPN
might have put them on there a few times. Yeah.
66 is the total.
Oh.
Who do you like more? Do you like this is a pretty good running back room matchup as well. Certainly give the quarterback edge to Ole Miss, even with the banged up Corral, most likely. I heard somebody bring up the Harsin vaccine stuff as a potential distraction. I don't think that would be the case.
Yeah, him and Bruce Pearl.
Yeah, because they are now mandating it I think in December, right?
Which
I read.
Which I cannot believe that
cannot fathom
that area is doing that.
Yeah. So I don't think that'll be a distraction. No, I just think that Ole Miss is better. They've proven me wrong a couple different times. Got burned by them once against Alabama. Whoop-de-doo. Anything on defense for either of these teams to report on?
I mean, Auburn's got nice. I think they've got some nice pieces on defense. I definitely think that they're better.
Is Smoke Monday the new Big Cat Brian?
Smoke Monday's he's not new. He's been there forever.
No, in that is his nickname cooler than it actually is to watch him play football?
No, come on. He makes plays.
Yeah.
He's like their big play guy.
Just throwing it out there.
They've got good linebackers also. I think the defensive line, actually, contrary to what they're known for or have been known for the last couple of years, is a little lacking this year. But the linebackers are fantastic. Papo and McCrary, I think it is. McCrary. Very good. The guy that got suspended. No, I'm sorry. McCrary is their corner. What was their number 9's name that got suspended or that got ejected from the Penn State game? He's very good as well. He's their leading tackler. Forget what
I thought it wasn't Smoke Monday that got ejected for target?
No, Smoke Monday's a safety, number 21. The linebacker, number 9, is who got ejected against Penn State. Well, okay.
I'm the only one that's giving a pick. What do you got? I'm going Lane Train.
Yeah, Lane Train here. I think that they'll
outgun them.
Yeah, I think they'll outgun them.
I got Auburn here. I think the train sputters.
Really? I think they'll outgun them here. I mean, Auburn's getting laying 3 here. I think it should be actually the other way around, but I'll take Ole Miss here by a touchdown. I'll take them 30, 38, 35, 28.
I'll
So
take
they
Auburn by
got 3
10.
running. I didn't even see they got the 3-headed monster plus J.R. Plumlee. Waiting for him to do something in a huge moment.
Yep. All right, so Dan and Kent on.
Is Henry Paris the guy that was committed to Pitt? I thought he went to Miami though.
Not Paris Ford.
Not to be confused.
Or Paris Campbell.
Or Paris Campbell.
And you were on Sparty, right?
He was committed to Pitt. And then he went to Ole Miss.
He was. He said 21-18, yeah.
He was.
Yeah, hedging P, so Sparty cover for me.
Stenographer catching up.
Stenographer catching up. Great segue right there, right into the Sparty round. That's
the real reason.
That is how you know we're professionals here.
Yeah.
Yeah, although I did have a thought. I wonder if Michigan State with Mel Tucker and Ole Miss with Lane, I wonder if they're kind of dipping their toes in the carousel here.
Double check the press conference transcript.
I can confirm that being in the carousel will affect your team's play
and your press conference dialogue.
Okay.
Did Lane accidentally say about going to Death Valley this week or anything like that?
I know that James Franklin's been talking about going to the big house all week.
I know. Oh, man. Can't get away with anything.
Galaxy Brain, he's actually going to the Illinois job. No. Big Brain, he's going to the Illinois job. Galaxy Brain, he doesn't even know the Illinois game ended yet.
Pretty good.
That was good. So back to Sparty. We're going to Camp Randall, Iowa, at Wisconsin. Just ticked up a little bit to 3.5 for the Badgers. I love it. I was crushing this team a month ago. Now
last week too.
I'm all aboard now.
He's on. He thinks they've turned the corner. Iowa.
I think the negative regression is hitting Iowa with all these tournament margins of +4 a game for a month straight. Unsustainable. It's like a BAPIP that's 950. That's coming down.
Did anyone actually watch that Purdue game?
No, I did not.
I did not. That was 3:30 as well, I think. So I definitely didn't.
What was I watching at 3:30?
There was Kentucky, Georgia on at that point.
No, that was 2 weeks ago, wasn't it?
That was 2 weeks ago.
That was you're saying Wisconsin, Purdue?
Yeah.
Not Iowa. I thought you said Iowa.
Oh, I was watching F1 qualifying. And on the
Who
other
won
screen,
that again?
On the other screen, yeah. Other screen was Pitt, Clemson. Yeah. I was getting fired up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Verstappen held off Hamilton. Hamilton pitted. Two-pit strategy. With about 18 to go, Hamilton pitted for fresh tires. Down about.
So is pitted not? Pitted is not a derogatory term for
boxed. They boxed.
Something Pitt does, right? It's not
did not
pitting the situation like before this weekend. They would have pitted against Clemson.
Potentially this weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
Box was 18 down 6 seconds.
But not to be confused with
within a second.
Okay.
Couldn't get by him. Good race in Austin. Crowd was wild. But that was the 3:30 slate. So no, I didn't watch that. And no, it doesn't matter. I got the game wrong last week. Wisconsin this week.
All right. Okay.
Yep. The angle in play here.
By 9.
Going with it this time.
20.
Dan, you were on Wisconsin.
I'm going on Wisconsin forward, whatever. Stepping over AY's preview.
I am going other direction here.
Oh boy.
Yeah, I like that 3.5 number. If they are losing, they're losing by a field goal. If they're losing by a field goal. And I got Wisconsin losing here. Actually, I think they'll lose outright, but I like that field goal little bit of room I got there. So I'll take Iowa here. I think coming off a bye, they'll get some things straightened out. And, yeah, the Wisconsin offense is not good. Going up against this defense will not be good. So
just can't do Pete Trask on the road. Sorry.
Pete Trask on the road. I don't think they will do very much of him either.
Hopefully, yeah. Then I would change my pick to Iowa if that were the case. But from your game, that just
from what they did, they were a little overconfident at home.
They thought they'd be going air raid with him, and it just did not go. Did not go.
Did not go. All right. Okay. We are. Oh, this is a battle in Waco here. I believe my friends from the Texas and Oklahoma State game were going to this game in Waco. They told me about it. This is number 16 Baylor. Overrated, maybe. Just college football these days, probably that too. Number 16 is basically the same as number 30, right?
Yeah. Maybe even number 8 is the same as number 30.
That's true. I've got Texas has looked great, right? Texas 1H, take it. But will they be able to hang on? I don't know. I still don't believe in Aranda that much. I'm going to go with Texas here. Maybe it's the Longhorn bias. I think after a bye week, Sark will have these guys focused in. They block the noise out. Guys against the wall. I think they'll come out, get a nice road win here against a ranked team. I'll take Texas here, money line.
Me too. Nothing more to add. Aranda, I saw a good clip of his non-denial that he's interested in USC or LSU. There's a nice 90-second clip of him addressing that. Not as direct as Mike Tomlin's was this week.
What do you feel about seeing your NFL coach involved in these?
I mean, that's just – it'll happen. Not the first time. They talked – remember the trade? They were going to trade him to Washington too.
Oh, yeah.
Just, people need some place to put the ink.
I'm waiting for my coach to get brought into this.
Oh, yeah, he's going to take the Giants job again, I think. Sources.
Which one? I was thinking about Urban actually.
He's talking the other direction.
Oddly, ever since the move, it's been quieter on that front with him.
It was coach. All right, where are you on this one, AY?
We agree. I've let Baylor all year, but it's time to zag off.
All on Texas. All right. Okay.
Yep.
The first unanimous pick for today. Will it be a trend? We continue in Big 12 country here to Dan's favorite place, Country Roads, where they'll be hosting newly minted ranked team Iowa State. Welcome back. Welcome back to the rankings, Iowa State. Hold on. Before we continue on here, you saw that personal foul penalty in the Iowa State, the celebration penalty against in Iowa State, Oklahoma State.
Yes,
so I did. Over that. One of the most ridiculous calls I've ever seen. Absolutely gross. He may have high stepped once in his alleged celebration. You can't tell me that he didn't lift his leg up a little bit more than you could tell me that, but that's it. He maybe lifted up a fraction of a second and elongated the stride by one second too much. Maybe. It won't convince me otherwise, though. It was celebration. Or an excessive one at that, actually. But I digress. Is Iowa State it's Brocktober. Is Campbell making his patented charge now? Will we see them in Jerry World? They've got to win out to make it to Jarrah World, right?
Yeah, not necessarily since they just beat Oklahoma State, because they only have the one conference loss. So if they lose to Oklahoma, Oklahoma beats Oklahoma State, and I think that's really all they need, right?
Okay.
I think that's it, because we're running out of games now.
Well, if Baylor keeps winning, they may be in trouble, right? Because they lost to Baylor.
True, technically. Going back to the woke forest. To make the playoff, 0.1%. Obviously, Baylor has a higher probability to get to the Big 12 championship than that, but they've already got a loss. Yeah, I think Iowa State. I would put them in the catbird seat behind. So I don't know if that puts them in the catbird seat, whatever is the sidecar of the catbird seat.
The sidecar off the catbird.
Yeah, I'm picking them to win. They've even when West Virginia's had better teams, they've seemed to have trouble with Iowa State. So
they definitely do not have a better team this year.
They don't have a better team, and I think this is becoming a mini trend. At least I don't know how long it'll be able to be sustained. Especially if Campbell leaves.
7 is a decent amount, but I
on the road, yeah. But I mean, I think this is.
I'm going 10.
It's a tough year.
I think Campbell will win by 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, 13.
All right, all on Campbell.
Look at that.
It could be a streak. It could be a streak. Here we go. The world's largest outdoor cocktail party.
I think it's just party now.
Oh.
I'm just kidding. This is. I know it doesn't merit game of the week status. This is my game of the week. I get the biggest feeling. The weirdest feeling.
Oh no.
Was Florida off this week?
Yeah, they were off. Yeah. Mullins been press conference gold.
Was Georgia off?
Yeah.
Both were off. Okay.
We probably don't know where JT Daniels' status is. I've only seen stuff about Dan Mullen. This is a weird.
Mullen 2-8 in the last. Is it 2-6 or 2-8? 2 out of the last 8 or 2-8 against.
I will. Yeah.
Against FBS teams, I'm not sure. He's on a hellacious slide. I'm telling you, he's the one next in the. Now that O is gone, he's the next in the SEC crosshairs for people.
Yeah. I'm telling you though, I get a weird feeling. I'm gonna pick 27-21 Georgia. I won't be surprised if they pull it out though.
Oh,
I've done this is becoming a recurring thing with Mullen for me. Ever since going back to when he got fucking Mississippi State to number 1. High praise. Despite the recent trend that you said about FBS opponents. You look one of those, I don't know how far it goes. So it's LSU, right? So that in that trend, LSU twice.
Alabama.
Not good LSU teams, but I mean, not full potential LSU teams.
Right. Then you got Bama twice. And Oklahoma with nobody other than Trask, which was still bizarre. The 2020 Florida team did not play that game, right?
Yeah. So you really, it's not a good look, but it's still, and Florida, you have a certain standard, irregardless of circumstances to meet. But it's not as bad as it seems, and I still maybe it could be a little bit of jumbo thing though, where it's just loses the zip. He loses some zip, and then you're just holding on to stuff that he did 2, 3, 4, what was that, 6 years ago? 7 years ago.
You're not going to say it's a Jimbo thing. You're going to start saying it's a Franklin thing.
Yeah, but I never had, schematically him on the same plane.
The highest regard as the best play caller in college football. As the best play caller in college football?
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing with Harbaugh now. I'm getting into that zone. Obviously, he's circled the wagons as of yet. So, yeah, that's what I got. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say, though.
No, I'm with you there.
I just made it a game of the week in terms of length that I talked about.
Yeah. I'm with you there. I think 14 is too many for this style of play. Florida always does get up for this game. I thought they were going to get crushed last year, and they whooped up on Georgia. I think 14 is too many here. Right? They may lose by 10, 13 points, but not 14. I'll go with Georgia here to win, but Florida is going to lose by like 10, something like that. 31-21. 21's a lot of points against this team.
Here comes AY with Thor's hammer. That's my guess.
Here we go.
31-0.
Oh!
I knew it. I could tell by some of his body language as I was saying.
You're 31 on the Florida, right?
is like I was getting some serious. This is why you're 2-6 with locks vibes.
Mullen is so much in the crosshairs, and he doesn't really know it, but he is about to know it.
31-0, and he
Understood.
is officially in NO hot water. You're saying?
Well, I mean, it's obviously very hard to shut a team out, but yeah, why not?
All right. Okay.
But I think Georgia will be just way too overhyped and fade them next week immediately.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's up next?
We've got Kentucky in the Stark Vegas.
What a come down.
I don't know why
I'll go with Kentucky.
I'll go with Kentucky also. +1 here. Yeah, that's I'll take Kentucky here. Easy. By more than 1.
No, I'll go Mississippi State. Just based off those helmets. They look good this week. And, I mean, it's Halloween. Leach loves Halloween. He's always talking about candy corn. So,
all right.
I don't know why I put this game on there. It was either this or the Florida State Clemson game. But
I like that you've got SMU here. Did you see the coin toss from last week with ZZ Top doing the ZZ Top?
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't see that.
Fantastic.
It's a good picture.
I'm ready for this game. I'm ready to watch this.
This is the Kentucky Challenger Cup. Or not Kentucky, Cincinnati. Cincinnati Challenger Cup. We just talked about Kentucky.
Yes, it is.
I've got Smootho going on the road to beat Daner. I can't get visions of his loss to Texas Tech from week 1 out of my head.
You're right. Now, we didn't mention that at all. Wells gone.
Oh yeah, that missed the news notes. That was a little bit strange.
Yeah,
you would think they'd wait for him to lose by 40 against Oklahoma before they fire him.
Yeah, I saw. I was like, yeah.
I mean, he got that dreaded vote of confidence, I think, early this offseason or end of last season. And
I think he's got more off-field stuff, it seems.
I mean, are you just judging by his crazy hair and stuff?
Well, that was Yost. Yeah, that was the offensive coordinator. Yeah, I don't think
or the people he hires. Yeah.
Yost. Yeah.
Bad character evaluation. You're saying. I'll go SMU here as well.
Yeah, I'm running smooth here. I like them. I think Holgerson might be angling for that Tech job too.
Ooh, I don't know. He may be in a better situation in Houston than at Tech.
I agree.
Or are you talking Virginia Tech?
Oh, either Tech, yeah.
I don't know. I think Houston's is high pressure because of Tillman, but I think it may be a better situation than any of those.
And they're going to the Big 12 now.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah. Okay.
Which that was another thing. Maybe we could get it for next week. The Conference USA just disintegrating. I think they're down to 6 teams or maybe 5.
I think it was 5. Yeah.
Yeah. They're expected to be down to 5. I don't think Marshall's officially left yet. Something like that.
Yeah. JMU coming up. That's exciting.
But they're going to the Fun Belt, right? I saw Marshall and JMU are about to announce that they're going to the Fun Belt. Fun Belt's going to have 14 teams, something like that.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
They can play games every day of the week. That makes sense. I would do
it. Oh.
It'd be their thing, yeah.
24/7, 365. They didn't even have an offseason.
2 more here. Virginiar at BYU, the Bronco Mendenhall Bowl.
Oh, God, yeah. 2 of my least favorites. You want me to keep leading off?
Virginia's what, 6-2? They're thinking Commonwealth Cup.
Like that.
They're thinking
definitely that. They're still probably thinking Postal. They're out for revenge.
When do they play? Do they play Pitt?
Yeah.
When?
3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Are you scared?
I mean, I'm scared of all these remaining 5 games.
That's true.
Even at Duke and Syracuse.
I think the Irish get them the week before Pitt. So they can
you got to soften them up against same playbook for Virginia Tech.
Yeah.
I'm going.
Kalani.
I'm going Bronco here. He's got his team. You saw that it's not Pickett that has like the best numbers in the ACC.
He's got the least touch.
Armstrong's got the most touchdowns or whatever.
I don't think they've had a bye yet, for whatever that's worth.
For whatever that's worth. I will take Armstrong here on the road. I think Bronco will have his team fired up, get him, make them show that he made the right decision by leaving Provo.
I like the Cougs here. Big win last week over an emotionally charged other Cougs team. Keep it rolling here against the Cavs in a big Bronco Bowl.
I'm going Zimas and locking it up.
Oh!
Yep.
Whoa!
I don't know if I should lead off with that or not, but yeah, I don't like either of these teams. It's been chronicled.
Whoa.
Wow.
I think probably too much offense, but we'll see. It's tough, different front. It'll be really good, measuring stick game for how bad the ACC defensive line plays in comparison.
All right, measuring.
If they struggle with BYU's defensive line, not great for what the ACC has to roll out. That's already not been great. And they need this. What is their win? This is worse than. Do they have a win? Is Pitt's win at Tennessee like the best out of conference win?
It might be.
Ridiculous.
It might be.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Because NC State, I don't know. I'll go through. I'll do a report for next week.
Yeah, not much going on elsewhere. And let's close up out west. Fresno State, San Diego State's. Hoke and company still rolling. Can they take out old Jake? Ooh, no, I got Fresno here. I had him. I was going to switch to Hoke, buying into it, the redemption tour, but no. Bulldogs. Tedford. I mean,
Too much offense.
Whoever
it's that guy from Indiana, whoever it is.
DeBoer.
Yeah.
It's
they had DeRute or DeBoer. They've got the DE.
They're all Tedford's guys.
Yeah. I've got the Ass Technicians once again. They did me proud in the Ass Bowl last week over Ass Force. So there you go. That's the other reason why.
Okay.
Who'd you pick, Cam?
I was thinking about riding Hoke, but I think the magic may run out here. And I will go with Fresno here to pull it out. They've been riding too close to the edge, I think.
Okay.
All right, let's get to our games.
Whew.
Before we do get to the Miami at Pitt game, where Pitt's 9-point favorite. Big win.
Down from 12.
Big win last week, Dan. How was it?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Definitely didn't look great for the first quarter and a half. Could see on both offensive and defensive lines the mismatch on paper that I know I was certainly fearful of going into the game. And then as time went on, I think without a doubt the key play of the game was Will Shipley dropping what would have been a surefire touchdown catch and put Clemson up 14-0. So I don't know if it was conditioning or effort from there, but that was definitely it turned everything around, and Pitt winning the middle eight 21-0, as we kind of tongue-in-cheek have talked about at times, but certainly proved to be a difference in that game. And credit to those guys, but I think they had a lot of pressure, anticipating a bigger crowd than usual and having the heartbreak or disappointment, not heartbreak necessarily in everyone. Sometimes you just get beat for those big games, but the disappointment on their shoulders. So credit to those guys. And yeah, I think, I don't know if that was a nail in the coffin. Well, certainly for where Clemson wants to be, but I'm interested to see what they come back. Fortunately, they get a little bit of a guppy in Florida State this week.
Whoa.
But how they finished the rest of their season. Although Florida State, not to take too many shots, at least they've circled the wagons a little bit with the big win over UMass last week. But yeah, so I'll be interested to see how they play the rest of the season out. I don't know what. Obviously, Ken, you had your stuff going on. You watched, but your overtime's going on, but you watched some of the game. AY was split screening with F1 qualifying, as you said. Was that kind of the same sense that you got? I don't know how much. It was funny that they threw it. I did rewatch the broadcast just because I wanted to hear, what those yo-yos had to say, and it was funny. They brought up 2, maybe 3 times about the Penn State game to Blackledge, and the first thing he said,
they were prodding him.
Yeah, the first thing he said was, "I guess you got to have a lot of 2-point plays." And then he just didn't acknowledge the game the rest of the other 2 times, which was kind of funny. He just did, like they said, Blackledge, blah, 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 and he just didn't say anything. So he kept it professional. It wasn't,
Well, did he keep it professional when they would bring up the Penn State games?
I wonder if he would be like, when was the last time they had him on a game, though?
I think
2016?
No, I think that's when they had the Penn State highlights.
Oh, that was against Notre Dame last year when Notre Dame absolutely killed Pitt. They had Blackledge on the color commentary.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're showing highlights as Pitt's losing by 30. Like, you trying to cause a mass suicide in Pittsburgh? You're talking about, this game's miserable, and then you're showing these highlights from a program-changing loss. I know they didn't, completely go off a cliff right away, but
he did the Penn State game in 2019. I know that as well. The last
so he was. I thought. So did he do it with Fowler? Because I thought Fowler was the one who did that.
I think he may have.
He definitely did it in 2016.
He did. Because you know why he did it with Fowler? It was because
they had both of those guys on there. I remember being irritated that Fowler was on there. I forget why.
It's because McDonough, who he's usually with, was getting inducted into the Syracuse Hall of Fame or something like that. And he was over there.
Okay. So they put both the Penn. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, they had the State College native.
That made for a fair and balanced broadcast as always. But no, they both are good. I just like. It is funny when you just pick up on those moments, and then he just didn't say anything the last couple of times. I can't blame him. I don't know what the hell you do say. Certainly, if I were in his position, I don't know what you say. I would be at a commercial break, like, can you guys stop fucking bringing this up, please, before I lose it? But yeah, I don't. The game itself, that was after that happened. It was just that was where the game changed.
That's where
DJ was not great, but again, we haven't seen them score at all. I kept saying Citadel a couple of times. It was South Carolina State, which I forgot is the FCS team they played. But other than that, he just hasn't been good. So you can't be stunned that he threw a bad pick on the one fade pass, and then he's missing receivers. Like, that's just how it's been. And then
you're not going to talk about the shovel. You're not going to talk about the shovel pass.
I mean, yeah, that's more of a fluke than anything. Just a great play,
That's a Pat Narduzzi coach defense right there.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, that was my read on it. And now 5 games left. And it's the same thing. I felt differently when they beat him in 2016, despite how much better of a team Clemson had, because you'd already lost, 4 games? I think they were 4-4, 5-4 going in that game. So just like now it's different because they are still in it to win the ACC championship, but you still have to go out there and take care of business for 5 games. So it's great they won, but it's not, you have to start, you have to do something here with this.
Got to do something.
Yeah. It's a little bit of fool's gold right now to win that game because of how good everybody expected Clemson to be, but now you have to keep going.
All right.
I think they will. I like the Kenny talking about being a player-led team. No shit. Because, as I mentioned earlier, last week, they're kind of winning in spite of Narduzzi, like the Cowboys playing in spite of Mike McCarthy and other instances. Russell Wilson now, it appears, in spite of Pete Carroll. There's other examples. But
Tom Brady in spite of Bill Belichick.
Exactly. So, yeah, pretty fun. Pretty fun. Hopefully people come back, but I might have my doubts.
You have your doubts.
You have to do that for like 4 or 5 years to get those crowds consistently.
Bucks are down by 15.
I'll give my pick too for Miami.
Oh yeah,
Because it kind of ties into it. You know, it's similar in terms of what, and Pitt's been unlucky in how the timing of when they played Miami more often than not, because Miami hasn't really had a great team since they've been in the ACC. But I'm hoping the weather's kind of crappy. It doesn't look great forecast, so that doesn't necessarily favor Pitt in this particular matchup, but they still got guys. And I mentioned him earlier, Dick Van Dyke, a.k.a. Tyler Van Dyke. It seems to have found something. And they've been scoring consistently. And it's a lot of the guys. I was just looking at their before we got on here. I think I closed out of it because a video started playing. But it's a lot of the same guys on offense from the last 2-3 years. And maybe they'll be a little bit rejuvenated after finally actually getting a win against NC State. So dangerous team. Would have made it like Pitt 6.5, so I definitely don't like them giving 9.
Yeah.
So I'll go by 7, like be 38-31, something like that. Seems to be all the way a lot of these ACC games are going.
Yeah, I mean, this is a team that's been on the losing end of a lot of close games. Being Miami, they've won a lot of close ones. That App State game was close. This NC State game.
NC State was close. Yep.
So, and then obviously there's the doink for against the Who's, against the Zimas.
Yep.
Was it a doink or was it just a miss?
I think he just missed. I think he just shanked it. Yeah.
Jake. So it wasn't even a doink. Maybe I mean,
and even that Michigan State game. We talked about Michigan State earlier. That Michigan State game was a 1-score game, right?
Right.
In the fourth.
This is a dangerous team. It's a team that a lot of people had winning their side of the division. Number 14 in the preseason polls. They've got talent. Diaz has obviously not been that good this year. I
don't know if he's saving his job.
Yeah, I'll go with you here also, Dan, for a close game. I don't think that they'll end up winning it, but I could definitely see like a 3-point win for Pitt.
Yeah. Fine by me.
Well, leave it to Mr. Pitt over here.
AY for the 3rd consecutive week, not nervous.
I am going Miami to cover here. It's just we've seen this so many times. Not two losses definitely in play for Pitt, but no. Workman like 8-point win. Maybe close to the mid-3rd. I think it's the 2 scores for most of the 4th. Just take care of business and move on here.
So the only other note I had, Bubba Bolden out.
Be bold now.
But they haven't been able to stop anybody anyway, so how much of a factor that is.
Anyway, who'd you take?
I actually took Miami here.
Ooh.
A little letdown. I want to say
Miami.
all gas ahead on Pitt, but I'll be back on next week.
Heading to Durham.
I think I have my pulse on this Panthers team.
Heading to Durham. Oh,
yeah.
Next weekend.
Next weekend, yep.
I was like, they're not playing the team from Durham, and it looks like they're at Notre Dame also.
Who's that? Duke's at Notre Dame next week.
No.
Pitt plays at Duke next weekend.
No, I'm saying your game is the other team, not the Durham team.
Notre Dame Navy next week.
That'll be fun.
Played Cincy tough.
Yeah.
So there you go. Should be going. Irish take on North Carolina. 3.5's the line. It feels a little short to me. That's not good. Hamilton is out. Notre Dame last week. Pretty solid game. The best the line has looked.
Do we know what Hamilton's got?
Pinched cartilage in his knee.
Mm.
What's the timetable like?
He was questionable Monday, then ruled out Tuesday. So I'm assuming week to week at this point.
Okay. Okay.
If he's missing this week and Navy next week, I would say just leave him out for Navy.
I was saying that about Clifford for Illinois too.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Stupid.
No sense in getting chop blocked in the knees when your knee is the size of a melon.
Yeah.
Easier target.
Yeah, so let's leave him out. But it is tough with probably the best QB in the schedule this week. Look, Carolina away from home is only the third real game. They put up 10 against Vatech and got boat raced by Georgia Tech. This team is so up and down. They lost to Florida State, crushed Virginia. No clue which one it's going to be. Which Hill's team, Hal looks awesome one week and looks terrible the next. What's up with these quarterbacks this year? Hal, DJU, Rattler. What a fall from grace.
NIL. Old men would say NIL.
The new Irish. I think they finally found the offensive rhythm with the up tempo, with Cone mixing in Buckner seemingly the right time. At least it worked last week. I think they stick with that for sure. Drake London went off last week, but
he goes off against everybody.
Slovis only looks at him. It's incredible. Only looks at him. So I think Notre Dame, like the plant that they are, continues to grow and wins this game 34 to maybe even more, 38 to 24. Well, that's a lot, actually. That's more than 38-27.
North Carolina's pretty ass. I agree with you here. I'll go with the 10-point win here, 31-21.
I got a weird feeling about this one, too. Said a little bit concerning how low the line is. Carolina cannot stop anyone. Irish will squeak it out by 1. 31-30.
The run game actually got going last week. It was kind of weird. 2 weeks in a row. We'll see. And now to the game of the week. Ken, this is your turn.
This is my turn. The Bucks are down 18 points.
That didn't work out.
It did not work out.
Convenient. The Buckeyes are laying 18.5.
Conveniently. Dan, did you choose North Carolina?
Yeah, I did. I said Irish by 1. I was going to take the Heels, but I decided to go hedging P once again.
I don't know if we want to talk about the game that happened last week.
We do.
Okay. I
thought the overtime session was incredible.
I thought it was horrendous because obviously with Penn State being the better team, you'd expect them to more plays be able to exert, especially with the longer field, with the 25-yard field, would have been able to cause a couple more opportunities for pass and hopefully their mistakes. Obviously, they did have chances for mistakes with the second overtime. They dropped an interception. Good play, great defensive play from Artur. But yeah, it's weird. It's a game that Clifford was obviously really off on, and it looked like he was nagged by the injury. Then he got hit a number of times, and he was even more nagged. They lost one of the running backs. He was hurt. Just a sloppy game overall. I don't think they were focused. The defense gave up 220 yards to the one running back and then 140 yards to the other running back. 350-something odd yards. And I think that includes 30-something yards of sack yardage already taken off. So I think it was like 380-something, honestly. At one point in the fourth quarter, I believe, Artur had more sack yardage lost than he did have pass yardage passed for, which is not good. But having said that, the defense gave up 10 points in regulations. They got 3 turnovers, only 2 of which were cashed in on for 3 points, I believe. Just a really bad job by the offense. It's an offense that came in hoping they could hold everything back and just get ready for the Buckeyes. That was not the case. The rain didn't help. Clifford wasn't accurate. There were drops. The tight ends have sucked ass all year after I put the hex on them, calling them the best tight end room in the country. The running backs have sucked ass too after I think I might have called them one of the deepest in the country.
The Lawn Boys.
The Lawn Boys have not been good, and injuries haven't helped. Lovett came in, had like an 18-yard run, then had 3 yards the whole rest of the way with like 6 carries, maybe seven carries, I think. It was just bad all the way around. And then we get the overtime, and they go 7 sessions. Was it 7? 6 sessions. From the 3rd to the 8th session without scoring. The defense had time away. I mean, defense was turning them away, but defense was also benefiting from drop
both
passes.
teams were getting closer.
They were getting closer. Yeah, I guess.
Like the one time Penn State got stopped like the 6-inch line.
I know it was. I don't know. They had a nice reverse pass that just could not be executed. The Philly whatever special. What are you gonna do? I mean, I said it before earlier in the podcast. I think it's given where everything is. I think it's the worst loss. I can't go back much further than the early 2000s, but worst loss, home loss, Penn State history. I mean, you've got a very talented team going up against a rebuilding shitty Burt team, Illinois team. and they just came out and said, we're tougher than these guys. We're not more talented than them, but we can just beat the shit out of them. And they did that on both lines, offensively and defensively, and controlled it. Control the line, and that's what Burt does, right? He came out, and their team had a plan, and they executed it. Penn State's team did not. They made it so ugly. They got it to overtime. You can't even say – so you go with the yardage. They got outgained 380-something to 220, I think. So 150 yards they got outgained by. You can't even say it was a fluke. Penn State was lucky to be in that game in overtime, right, with the 3 turnovers. Illinois gave them 3 turnovers.
Well, Illinois didn't. They don't know what a forward pass is. That Sitkowski guy. What a fall from grace for Peters if he's backing up him.
Yeah, it's gross. But he's not going to be backing up anymore because he needs like 2 surgeries to repair his forearm after that.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys saw it. That thing was
it didn't look good.
I think he's had 2 surgeries. I hope he recovers. Good luck to the kid from Old Bridge, Central New Jersey. But it is what it is.
He was the guy. Brief aside, he was the guy. Did he go to IMG?
Yes. And then,
so he was the one who Annexstad.
Yeah, Annexstad took over for. Yes, he could not start over Annexstad. Exactly.
Right.
Good memory.
Thank you.
Good memory. And then he went back to Old Bridge. But there's really not much more you can say. It's one of the worst losses ever for Penn State, and comes at a perfect time, right in the middle of sell season, and Jimmy Franklin, news coming out this week. Perfect time for this to come out. That he has changed representation, gone with Jimmy Sachs, the basically the Thanos of agents out there. He's got like I think 13 of the 16 coaches in the SEC. He's just he's collecting freaking Infinity Stones to put in his fucking ring for all the SEC coaches. I think LSU's the only one he's missing. One of the only ones he's missing, right? Interestingly enough, Helton was represented by him. So a lot of people were like, I don't know if he'll be able to get Jimmy into USC, but I don't know. I don't know where it'll go. It's just, this is karma. Maybe this is karma for me, who enjoys the second and third stories and levels of intrigue in college football more than the first level. Penn State is mired in it right now. Recruiting and sell drama all around. in the middle of the season. It is certainly exciting times. Which brings us to Illinois this weekend in the Big House. Penn State's got a great matchup coming up, and maybe Franklin saw the writing on the wall, right? And just wanted to pretend it wasn't coming. But they're going up against a freight train, albeit a freight train that has run through the likes of Maryland, the Val, Gers, Indiana, But the offenses look splendid. And the defense for Penn State has looked good, but they are worn the hell down. Think about the games they played Iowa.
And hurt. They're injured.
No, well, not only have they been worn out, but they hurt. They 95 plays in the first game against Wisconsin. They played against some teams that have beat the hell out of them, and now they got to go up against a team that is the most talented they'll face all year on their schedule. They can run the ball. They've got a freshman all-world running back in Travion Henderson. Plus a Stroud that he doesn't get touched back there, but he's thrown the ball very well and good receiver.
He actually ran the ball a little bit more confidently than I remember him seeing trying to run against Minnesota.
That's good.
Indiana game.
That's good. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. But 18 points I think is a lot. Penn State always gets up for this game. Jim always has his team playing well. I don't know how much a close loss does for Penn State. Still be 5-3 with two top 10, likely top 15 teams when they play them, or maybe not. Coming up as well as a couple of lower end teams that absolutely hate Penn State and it would take their seasons if they beat them. Right? It's going to be a tough stretch, and I don't see. It'll take a minor miracle to be 8-4. I think it'll take a miracle to be 9-3. Take an act of God to be 10-2.
That's true. The last part you said is probably true.
Yeah.
I don't know about minor miracle for 8-4. I think
the way things are trending with injuries and those are two teams in Michigan that run the ball very well. I think they'll see what Burt did to them with 300 some odd yards. I shudder to think what they'll do. But the worst thing about that is if an act of God does happen and 10-2 does happen, you'll see that the only thing holding them back from a playoff spot is a nine overtime loss to a Burt team in Illinois. And that, I don't know if I can feel like I can even try to compute that. We're on to this game here. I mentioned before, this is a talented defense is still.
I will raise you on that, by the way, potentially.
On what? What was that?
A loss to 9 overtime, loss to Burt. I think I can raise
being the one thing holding you back from the playoffs.
Well, yeah.
Stance could be a Bronco loss, yeah.
But Tim Tebow.
No, it's Western Michigan.
Western Michigan.
Oh, the Western Michigan. If you guys go 12-1 in the Western Michigan one, I don't know. Maybe.
So what's your prediction here?
I think the defense here defense isn't as good as it has been in years for Ohio State. I think Penn State can, I'm sure they've got a couple of aces up their sleeve that they'll be able to get a couple of shots in, I think, and land a couple of blows. I think I could see Penn State coming out on the road, backs against the wall. Nobody's believing in them. I think they could jump out here like a score lead, something like that. Maybe at halftime be up 17-14 or 17-10, something like that. But eventually I do think that defense does wear down. I think the 18 is too much. But I'll take Penn State to lose here by 10. I'll go with maybe 11. I'll go 35-24 for them to lose.
31-17 feels right for me. I will say that loss – I don't think I'd wish that on anyone. It's an all-timer, like you said. Fortunately, there's not made a pick from for your sake. I don't know why they wouldn't try and put something together with the backup quarterback.
Because
the guy just finished this here. because Clifford is so experienced, if it were him not getting out of the flow, if that was the thinking, I think he could get back into the flow fairly easily with his experience level, having played in, a handful of big games. Had they gone back to him, obviously for Ohio State, it's just
I think
I only watched the first 2 drives, so maybe that wouldn't have made a difference, but couldn't have been any worse, obviously.
Well, that's the thing. I think it is indicative of their thoughts on Roberson, and it may be a reason why Roberson wasn't at practice today. Roberson has been conspicuously missing. He may not be happy with where he feels the coaching staff feels about him. So, continued turmoil. Roberson not at practice today.
Wow.
Which was
well, that's bad. I did not know that.
Yeah, well, that's hot off. That's a couple hours old. That news is probably about 4 hours old. Yeah. So
I don't know.
he may feel the same way as you. Maybe they should have, worked more with the backup quarterback and let Clifford rest. But they felt a dinged up Clifford gave him a better chance to win than a healthy Roberson, allegedly, or so it seems. I don't know if that's actually the case. You're right.
Yep.
Okay. What do you have? You have 18.5. Do you think they're covering?
No. The weather could keep things closer.
Bad weather team.
50% chance of rain. Could be wet, cold. I guess that favors Penn State just to keep it closer. I
don't know if it does because Penn State cannot run the ball.
I'm trying not to think of too much of last week, but I know the warpath was against some minnows. And I know historically this series is played fairly close. But I mean, like if it was 41-17, I wouldn't be shocked at all.
Neither would I.
I think the biggest thing we danced around without mentioning his name, the PJ Musser injury is just looming so large. Right. And I think that's going to rear its head. Throw in the carousel for Jimmy and the Clifford injury. I think I am going to lay the points here.
There we go. There it is.
Whoa. All right.
Although I do agree, it is a lot. But maybe body blow after body blow.
I mean, they've been taking
injury after injury. And Ohio State
can happen
knows.
Any team. That can happen to any team.
Ohio State knows that they can't mess around. They need to win, look good doing it. And I think Dave's found a rhythm there with Stroud and Henderson. Ohio State by 24.
There we go.
What's their biggest threat if you're Ohio State? Is it that Georgia beats Alabama, or Alabama beats Georgia, Oklahoma wins out or has one loss, and then Oregon has one loss? Is that what keeps them out?
You think that an undefeated Cincinnati would keep them out if it's down to those two?
No.
Say an Oklahoma goes undefeated, you're not going to keep an undefeated Oklahoma out.
Right. I think if what I just described.
Also, can you believe this is the first time?
Cincinnati's sixth in that for me. I don't know if that's the way it'll shake out. I think Cincinnati's sixth.
Yeah. Can you believe, as shitty as Oklahoma's been, they are 8-0 for the first time since when? Yes.
Okay. 2000.
I think they're 8-0 or they're 7-0. Let me see. Let me make sure.
I thought they're only 7.
I would go 2008. But they could have. Did they lose to Texas that year?
They did lose to Texas that year.
So it's longer than that. So I would go 2000.
This is the first time they're 8-0 or 7-0. I forget what the record is. No, they're 8-0. Because TCU game was 7-0. They're 8-0 now.
Since when, Cam?
2004.
2004.
Yeah. You think about all the
Who's that,
national
what?
title games.
Who
What?
was that? Was that Jason White again?
Yeah, that was the year they were undefeated when they played Kansas State.
Oh, that was 03.
Oh, that was 03, yeah. Yeah, 04. So 04 they played USC in the national title in the Orange Bowl, right? Got whooped. That was Adrian Peterson's freshman year.
Yeah.
Is this? I know we got locks quick. Is this the closest our three teams have been in the Holy Try era?
I
Yeah,
mean,
you
I'm
know,
gonna
I'm
ruin the
blaming-
rank. I'm gonna ruin the rankings. All of us being rankings. Penn State's gonna be dropping out here in a second.
We're
I
Pitt.
say that because I saw a mock bowl projection today. Pitt, Notre Dame, the Peach Bowl,
Oh,
and it was Pitt.
Second time that will have been projected in the Holy Try era.
It was Pitt favored by half a point.
Yeah, I don't know.
I feel like
Yeah,
Penn
I don't
State
know.
would be a point either way.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say with Pitt because they do have that loss to that team that I'm not going to bring up.
I mean, Notre
And
Dame
then they
could have
haven't really
4
been
losses.
tested yet. What's the biggest they've been tested? Or the most they've been tested? And the most they will be tested the rest of the year, we don't know. So there'll be a great unknown if they keep this going.
When we were on
What's that?
When we were on that, when I was on that car ride home, and we were talking after the Western Michigan game, what did you say it would take you to get back on the wagon with Penn?
With Narduzzi?
Yeah,
Nothing at this point.
not even an ACC title.
Not with him. No.
All right, not even.
I've already casted it as again.
Playoff this year.
They're winning in spite of him. Sometimes the stars just align. It doesn't really matter. They can put me down there the rest of the season.
All right. Okay.
I believe that.
Okay. All right. Let's go to locks. Do not
I
lock.
already have this.
Don't
I
lock
have
this
this-
lock up.
I got the Zemas. Plus 2.5.
Bucks down 11 right now with 6 minutes to go. Can they do it?
Can they do it?
I am taking. Yes, we heard that before. I am going to go out west, and I'm going to take Oregon State. They're minus 1.5 at Cal. Hapless Cal.
Can going off the board.
First time all year. I didn't like it.
Yeah, wow.
I don't usually go off the board.
I guess that comes to me. I liked a bunch of these games tonight. I did like Georgia, but I just don't want to lay 14. That's just a lot.
Too many.
I did like Wisconsin, but the hook's there. I kind of like Auburn, but you guys liked Ole Miss, so I'm not going there either. Who are we all on? Texas? No.
We were all on Iowa State and Texas. Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Let's get somebody else in the crosshairs here. I'm going Georgia Tech -4.
Whoa.
Fuente.
Oh, what day?
Fuente squarely in the hairs.
Shot may have already been fired. He may already be just dead man walking.
Yeah, this could be like the Mortal Kombat where it says finish him, and they just go up there and give him like a little drop kick by 7.
Collins with that stupid hat that he wears. With the T on it. You know what I'm talking about? The flat
Yeah.
bill with the T.
Yeah. Baseball hat.
Okay, that's all we got.
That's all we got. Oh, I'm exhausted. I think I feel like AY after the party barn, after the done with football. Just done with football.
It's a good feeling.
I love it. I will always love it.
Just pack
I
it in.
love the process.
I continue to love it. I haven't felt like this, I think, since the Temple loss in 2015. But even
That's
then,
fair. That's what I was going to like. You asked about the 3 of our teams being together, AY. I love throwing blame on that Penn State team in 2015 because Pitt was ranked. And
Yeah, but even then, you didn't actually think that they were good. You didn't think they had talent like I think this team has talent. Like this team, obviously.
The Pitt team?
No, the Penn State team this year is a way different situation.
Oh, yeah. But I just like blaming them
back then just
for not being in the polls.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not great there. 2 miscues at second. But we leave you, me, AY, coming to you from the beautiful state capital, blue state of the Commonwealth, Pennsylvania, 2 Matt West, D-Berg.
Changing it up tonight. First time maybe in the history of the podcast. Chop on.
Wow.
And Can, 2 Matt East.
The Bucks suck ass. They're down 14. All right.
Thanks for listening.
All right.
We will see you more than likely next Wednesday. Take care and have a good one.